Welcome everyone to FutureSox TV, a weekly in-depth look into the White Sox minor league system. This week we're going to look at right-handers that have a chance of making the MLB roster this year. As everyone knows, the White Sox rotation features a hydra at the top with Chris Sale, Jeff Samardzija, and Jose Quintana. The back end of the rotation is where issues arise with the diminished John Danks and Hector Noesi. With number one prospect Carlos Rodon expected to get to the show at some point this season, the White Sox rotation will have an excess of lefties. So looking to the minors, there are a couple right-handed starters who might be able to help the White Sox if called to the occasion, other than the corpse of Brad Penny. First on the list is Scott Carroll. Last year, Carroll had an impressive debut as a 29-year-old, but sported less than spectacular numbers in his 129 innings. Carroll was released by the White Sox at the beginning of the offseason before inking a minor league deal as a non-roster invite. Sox fans should expect to see Carroll at some point this season, either as a starter or a reliever, as he filled both roles for the 2014 team. Number 11 prospect Chris Beck has a chance to be the first man up after Rodon if the back end of the rotation begins to falter. When we profiled Beck last week, we spoke of the divisiveness of his rankings as he gets results, but with lackluster peripherals. Ultimately, we were high on Beck as someone that could put it all together. In Southside Showdown's Joshua McKenzie picked Beck as the dark horse for the 2015 White Sox. Then we have another starter pegged for AAA, Eric Johnson. Johnson was expected to be a stalwart of the rotation, was the White Sox number 2 prospect coming into 2014 behind Jose Abreu. Then something happened. No one knows why Johnson's fastball suddenly lost 2 or 3 miles, why he stopped using his curveball, and why suddenly he was using a cutter 40% of the time. Ending the season with awful numbers at both the MLB and AAA levels, Johnson ended on the DL with shoulder fatigue. If Johnson is healed up and can re-find his stuff, he might be able to fight his way back onto the MLB roster. So far, we've talked about AAA pitchers who are knocking on the door and can be ready for some serviceable spot starts. So now let's talk about 2 exciting arms in AA that if they make the bigs, something has gone very right. Francelis Montes is the FutureSox number 3 prospect and was acquired as a flyer from the Red Sox in the Jake Peavy trade. Montes had a huge breakout season despite 2 knee surgeries, posting great numbers across 3 levels. Montes has a big-time 100-mile-per-hour fastball that he can throw regularly and a nasty slider to complement it. In Keith Law's ESPN Top 100 prospect rankings, he wrote about how Montes just missed the top 100. He could be a 220-inning beast, he could be a Aroldis Chapman, he could walk 100 guys next year, or have continued problems with his knees. If Montes reaches the majors, it could be either as a big-time reliever or a starter that mows down the competition with a monstrous fastball. While some scouts are profiling Montes as a reliever, every indication is that the White Sox will give him every chance to be a starter. Finally, we have Tyler Danish, the 20-year-old with a PV-esque delivery that, despite all the criticism from scouts, keeps putting up the numbers. After a rough start to high A ball, where Danish experienced his first failure ever, he responded by going on a stellar run. As we've written about Danish before, his fastball may typically only run 88-92, has touched higher, but has crazy sink and run, and he also brings a slider and change that both show lots of movement and flash plus with surprising command. In Danish, the White Sox have a pitcher that, due to his delivery, many expect him to fall apart and only have a future as a reliever. Granted, they said the same thing about Chris Sale, and with the White Sox history of developing pitchers with weird deliveries and keeping them healthy, it's not out of the question for Danish to get to the bigs this season, if only as a September call-up. For more information on the White Sox prospects, including an interview with Danish, head over to FutureSox.com and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter to get all your updates on the Southsiders farm system. FutureSox TV is filmed at the Reynolds Journalism Institute at the University of Missouri in Columbia, Missouri. For FutureSox TV, I'm Daniel Shapiro.